Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys. Chelsea are still chasing Jules Kounde. Yet, the biggest topic at hand is Arsenal 4, Chelsea 0, and it looks like Thomas Tuchel might be losing it. Not only the tactics are wrong, but the dressing room is going to turn on him, and really quickly if he continues at this rate. Let's get on with this video. We have got a lot to discuss today. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys, and I hope today could have been a nice, joyous occasion, right? An occasion where we would have been happy, joyous, and smiling. Yet, I have to tell you, I stayed up to watch that crap yesterday. Chelsea absolutely embarrassed themselves against Arsenal. Arsenal looked like they are ready to go for another top 4 charge. Yet Chelsea looked like a team that's going to be on the outskirts looking in for the whole season. It was pathetic, and as a person that watches NBA games 4 times a week, watching the Boston Celtics every single week, I struggle to stay up till 2 o'clock. Let that sink in. The team I love, the team I cover for work purposes in this case, I struggled to stay past 2 o'clock. I watched the first half and I went to bed. I could not envisage that second half performance being any better. It was disgusting to see, and I am fuming. I've got some takeaways from it. Then we're going to get into the Jules Kounde saga, because that saga is livening up. We are going to get an official announcement soon. Barcelona's journalists are hilarious. They're making stuff up left, right, and center, and the conflicting reports are blowing my mind. But we need to talk about Chelsea right now. We need to talk about the actual team, not the potential players that could be coming into Chelsea, because I am absolutely fuming. Before we get started, without you, there is no channel. And without you helping me push this content out, we're not going to get to 25,000 by the end of September. So I need you to hit the like button. I need you to subscribe to the channel, and I need you lot to back this channel the way you have. We finally hit 1,000 likes on a video that I did 3 days ago or 4 days ago, and I loved it. Absolutely adored it. Thank you very much. It pushes me to do more content with more vim, more energy, more jokes, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to have a good community, follow me on Instagram, hit me up in the DMs, and I most 9 out of 10 times reply with a voice note, and we have nice conversations there. But now let's get on with the video, and I've got 4 key takeaways from it. Scapegoating has become a normal thing in 2022. Jorginho is a prime example of this. Jorginho is a fantastic player. Good on the ball, good in tight areas, decent passing range. The only thing he doesn't have is physicality, and yet people will use that as an excuse to batter him consistently. Yesterday's result in the midfield was dictated by the fact that we were outclassed in the midfield 3 with Gallagher and Mount. Yet people want to pin the blame on, once again, Jorginho. Why is that? Because reality is Jorginho was actually the only decent player in that midfield. He demanded the ball in tight areas. He actively asked to get the ball when he was under pressure, and more importantly, he was communicating to others where they should be standing. On the other hand, these are 2 players I like, but Mason Mount and Conor Gallagher were pathetic. Both players were absolutely pathetic. Mason Mount was hiding from the ball. Mason Mount did not want the ball in tight areas in his own final third. He did not want the ball because he was scared of losing it. Conor Gallagher was running around kicking shin. He was doing his best impression of Matteo Gunduzi. What is this? This is Chelsea Football Club at the top level. And then people ask me, why Alex, why are you always so hard on players coming through the ranks? And I tell them, because you need to compete with N'Golo Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic. Do you really think they're good enough to be competing with these players after that display? And the worrying thing is, we know what Mace can do. We know how good Mason Mount is with his production level. But his all-round performances need to improve. That's the next stage for him to become a world-class player. Conor Gallagher hasn't achieved anything. What has Conor Gallagher done to be result in this time, patience, virtue? People want to say Ruben Loftus-Cheek is bad. Ruben has not had a performance of that magnitude for a long time. Ruben gives you consistent development. He gives you consistency. He gives you a fundamental basis of a 6 out of 10 on a weekly basis. Conor has had 2 out of 3 bad pre-season games. What's going on here? The system doesn't suit him. He doesn't fit in. We're getting squares in round pegs. It doesn't make sense. Pathetic performance, and we've lost it, yet people want to scapegoat Jorginho. I don't like that. The team lost 4-0. How are you blaming one player? Like, it makes no sense. Tuchel came out, and Tuchel is speaking too much for my liking. And the reason I say he's speaking too much, I love the truth. I love the honesty. My whole platform is built off the truth. My platform is built off me saying things off my chest, knowing that most probably it's going to cost me sponsors, working with the club potentially one day. But I have to say the truth. But he can't do that. And he openly said, a lot of players, we've got players here that are actively looking for a way out of the club. Big man, you cannot be saying stuff like that. We know it's true. But when we start seeing performances from these players being poor, we start questioning, why are they even on tour? I've been defending Tuchel's reasoning to take Batshuayi, Kennedy, Werner, Ziyech, because I'm saying these players are going to try for him because he's not disrespecting them by leaving them out. But when you start making blatant comments of this magnitude so explicitly, what do you think's going to happen with these players' attitudes? Football is 9/10 confident. All of those players have talent. All of them have the vim, have the personalities, have the ability to be a world-class footballer. The problem is doing it on a consistent basis and having the confidence to repeat it on a consistent basis. They can't do that. If you're trying to tell me Timo Werner is a poor footballer, that's a lie, because Timo Werner on a consistent basis in Germany scored more than 20 goals. He's not a great footballer, he's not world-class, but he's not a bad footballer. This is a confidence issue with him and a systemic issue, and he doesn't fit either one. His performance yesterday stunk. Absolutely stunk. You look at other players in that first half, Raheem Sterling did not look good. Kai Havertz looks neglected. And you've got Tuchel coming out with statements such as, these attackers aren't going to score. What? You can't be doing that, Tuchel. Blaming the players is an issue, and Thomas Tuchel is doing it right now. I am all for keeping players accountable. I have always been one of those individuals, but the problem is these are the players that are going to have to play for you in 13 days' time. These are the players that are most probably going to down tools and get you sacked before October if you continue to publicly humiliate them. These players need to feel confident in front of goal, and they will not feel confident if you openly say, well, the same players are here, so the same problems should be here. Yes, there'll be natural development, but the problems aren't going to be fixed. I know that. You know that. You don't need to say that. There's a difference. Sometimes you don't have to speak the truth. And in the case of Thomas Tuchel, you're in a position where you don't have to speak the truth. But there are some truths that we need to talk about. The fact that we are not having any patterns of play. We are coached like England. I swear to God, at this moment in time, yesterday's performance was like watching an England game against Sweden in a friendly. The reason being, we have no patterns of play. We do not attack in a methodical way. Let me explain to you what Manchester City do. Manchester City keep the ball in tight areas, they work it up to the final third, then they create overloads, wing-backs go in and they cut back the crosses and they let shots rip. Or the crosses go straight across goal, tap-ins at the back stick. Consistently, same pattern of Liverpool, the other way. They overload, they attack on the counter. If not, if they have the ball, Trent crosses it in swinger, out swinger. Next thing you know, they overload the box, they get goals. What do Chelsea do? What is our methodology of attack? What is our patterns of play? What is our combination play that we go, that is typical Chelsea? There isn't one. And that's the problem. There is no consistency in what we do. Everything is Vibes FC. Everything is freelance FC. Everything is we're going to make it up as we get on. Prepare to fail, or whatever the expression is. You know what I'm talking about. Fail to prepare to fail. That's the one. They've not even got me like getting my words out at this moment in time properly. I'm actually very upset, and it's not because of the result, it's because of the performances. I'm not seeing incremental improvements. I'm not asking for us to be a title winning side. I want to see mini improvements. I want to see us get a level of excitement. I want to be excited for the season to start. I'm dreading the game against Everton. I'm dreading it. I'm scared Frank Lampard's going to come in absolutely nick 3 points against us. The biggest problem Thomas Tuchel has at Chelsea as well is using players in the wrong positions. And we need to talk about this. Trevor Chalobah is a back three merchant. We saw that yesterday. Edouard Mendy is a goalkeeper, but he's not a ball-playing goalkeeper. And guess what? We lost a lot of momentum and created a lot of pressure by asking Mendy to start passing the ball like he is Edison or Alisson. Not gonna work. You start having left backs who you're expecting to play left back when they're wing backs. You have Emerson, who's a wing back or potentially a left back, being asked to do roles he's not comfortable with. You've got Gallagher, who is an 8, being asked to play in a 6. It doesn't work. Mason Mount, I don't even know what he is at this moment in time. I am that confused. We have got so many holes in this team. You got Raheem Sterling, who's a 7, being asked to play inside forward. You got Timo Werner, who's allegedly a 9, being asked to play on the wing. It doesn't work. Kai Havertz, false 9 vibes with no support in and around. What do you think is going to happen when you got 6 to 7 players playing out of position, being asked to perform in a specific way that they are not comfortable in doing so? They are going to make mistakes, they are not going to adapt, and they are not going to perform to the standard that you demand them to perform. And this is what's causing these issues. I'm not saying Tuchel out. I am not saying Tuchel out whatsoever. I actually like Thomas Tuchel. I think there is talent in Thomas Tuchel. We won a Champions League under him. We consistently get to finals under him. But there is improvements to be made, and I will never be a channel that sits here and lies to you guys about my feelings towards the manager. He is frustrating, and he is absolutely getting under my skin with the repetition of mistakes. Stop it. improve and incremental change. Please, this is not the Frank Lampard era once again. I don't want to go through that. We had a very good manager in Maurizio Sarri. We were building up play, there were incremental improvements, there was a method to the madness. Tuchel came in, first 6 months, beautiful method to the madness. Next 12 months, I started to look for excuses. And this is the first sign of you making excuses. Ben Chilwell and Reece got injured. Romelu Lukaku's a little bit of a problem. Sanctions. They've got nothing to play for. I'm starting to sound like I'm in a toxic relationship with an individual, and that individual is treating me badly, yet I'm coming up with excuses to why it's okay and why it should be accepted. That's not right. That is not right. And we need to snap out of this, and we need to be objective, and we need to go straight to the point. Tuchel needs to improve. Absolutely needs to improve. He is as much of the problem as the players are. Finally, some good news. It looks like Barcelona are going to try to match the Kounde deal, but the payments are going to be staggered to the point that they're not going to be accepted. Sevilla want the payments done ASAP. Kounde wants to join Barcelona, but he's open to joining Chelsea Football Club, and we know this from the past, and this is actually very good news. However, the problem arises here that it looks like they're stalling, and the reason they're stalling is I think they want Barcelona to get the financial levers so that they can get more money potentially. We need Kounde. Because one thing for certain, I underestimated how bad we looked yesterday. Like before yesterday, I did not think we were going to look that bad at the back. Reece looked poor. Trevor Chalobah looked poor. It could be one-off games. It could be pre-season, and I'm reading too much into it. This is why I'm trying to be very objective about, because I feel like I'm reading too much into yesterday's result, and I'm very emotional right now because I'm sleep deprived. You know when you don't get enough sleep and something pisses you off? Start being a Boston Celtics fan. Trust me, it will really ruin your sleeping pattern and get you angry a lot because they really know how to piss you off. I don't need that from Chelsea. I really don't. But this was the Kavkas View, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Oh, one more thing. It looks like Levi Colwill is set to stay at the club. He wants to stay and fight. Broja is the one being more bullish about it, but he wants to get some reassurances. Big man, if you don't think you're better than Werner and Ziyech and Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi and Raheem Sterling and Havertz after yesterday's performance, you can leave as well, because you know where the door is. There is no way any Chelsea player should not be backing himself against those lot at this moment in time. This iteration of those lot, pathetic. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm sorry for ranting. Peace out, I'm out. Bye.